Well, hello and welcome to Safety in the Market and our series of our monthly trades where we take you through what our students are paper trading, watching, learning from, discussing on our forum for the month of May. My name's Darren and I'll look after you for the next 10 minutes or so while we just look at our crude oil long trade during May. So here it is. We've got a daily bar chart on crude oil here. We've got a double bottom trade that came in. So the first bottom in April, second bottom early May, and we were ready for it. We had made some analysis, some calculations to suggest that we could have a turn and a double bottom coming up. So a lot of our students would then wait for the confirmation. This bar is a signal bar for us. We'd look for that bar to be broken to the upside, and then a lot of our students would enter at that point and their stop loss would be below that bar. But we can also, even though this is a daily trade or an end of day trade, we can also look, if we've got confirmation of a turn coming up, we can go intraday. And on the left here, we've got a 4-hour chart. On the right, we've got a 1-hour chart. And we get further confirmation from these charts. See, we've got a signal down here for 55.43 for a turn. And we just pushed a little through there. And then we've had a signal on the 1-hour chart, 55.46. So they're sort of clustering together. Okay, and giving us some signals that we might indeed have a double bottom trade coming here. So as this 1-hour chart turns up, students, including myself, would look to paper trade this entry at 56.32, and many would have their stop at the bottom of that bar, nice and close. Remember, that's a 1-hour bar at 55.79. Personally, I like my stop to be underneath the turn, out of harm's way, down at 55.29. Like I said, we'll all trade this differently, even though we're using the same techniques that David Bowden has taught us. So if we head into profit source, we can have a little look here, and I'll just let you take a view of what's going on that chart. This is our entry day, like intraday. Some of us would have got into the trade in here, very close to the bottom, keeping our risk nice and small, and others would be waiting for the next day to get them into the trade, and there it is. So either way, we'd all be into the trade at that point, quite happy with ourselves, and we just watch the market as it pulls away from that double bottom. Now, as you can see, we've got a little bit of resistance here to the left that we have to be mindful of. And the market seems to have reacted to that the first time and the second time. So at that point, when we see that resistance, some traders may start moving their stop loss up to entry point to cover their risk, and thus making it a free trade if they thought that this resistance was going to come out on top and push the market back down. Personally, I like to leave my stop loss out of the way and give the market room to breathe. So we follow it through, and there we have the end of the month, or we've just gone into June there at the time of recording. And again, you know, that resistance has held us up until this point. Okay, so we're still in the trade. We've been in the trade for the whole of May, and we're just going to have to leave it there for now. And I will get back to you. If we just jump in, I will get back to you with an update to see where the market went from there during the month of June. Okay, so hopefully see you soon. Hey guys, welcome back. I've got an update for our crude oil long trade that we had in May. We're well into June now, so I'll just quickly update you on how that trade went. We'll head back into profit source here, and that's where we left off. Okay, we'd taken our double trade, some of us intraday, some of us at the end of the day. and the market had pulled away. Our main problem up ahead was this resistance level around the sort of $64, $65 mark. So I'm just going to slide our chart over a little, and we'll just follow through and see what happened next. Like I said, we're well into June now. This was early June. And as you can see, the market struggled. But as well as it's struggling, it's also another sign for our students to think, well, if these tops get broken to the upside, we're probably going to break through these tops as well. We've seen 4 days there of the same level of resistance. If we can pop up through there, it's a good sign for our trade that we took, over a month away at the start of May. So at that point, we do burst through. Things are starting to look a little better for us. We're certainly happy that we have gone through this resistance. The market will often come back and sit back on top of that old top and make a new bottom, and we're hoping that would happen, and off we go. And as you can see, market's looking strong now, and bang, through we go. The 13th of June. So it's taken nearly 6 weeks. But we have got through to our profit target eventually, halfway through June, so I could make this recording for you. So we'll head back inside and we'll just take a look at the results. Okay, this was our daily trade. So these are the results for people who entered at the end of the day, right back down there in the bottom. So their risk was 242 points, which is $2.42. in the crude oil world. The reward 1709, so that's a 7-to-1, or just over a 7-to-1 reward to risk ratio, so we like that. There's our account, $5,000. 5% is what we would risk at most. That's $250. So we end up there with $1,750 profit from that trade. It took 6 weeks to play out. So very happy with that. And we'll just take a look at our intraday traders who got in a bit earlier with a risk that should be smaller. And there it is, 103 points of risk. And that makes their reward larger. And that also makes, look at their reward to risk ratio there, nearly 18-to-1. Okay, so got to be happy with that. Our $5,000 account, there's our risk. And they would end up with $4,485 profit for their trade. So you can see, the benefit, the end of day traders did very well with their $1,700, but the benefit of knowing that there's going to be a turn because we've analyzed it and researched it and we were waiting for it. And then we can try and get in intraday nice and close, as long as there's further confirmation on them smaller time frames, and then we get a larger reward to risk profit at the end of the day. So it took a little bit longer than expected, but everyone came out happy in the end. So thank you very much for watching. See you soon for June's trade.